main rabbit hole, okay,
Yeah.
with whether it's flat or lumpy. But here
Right,
again, the way he's showing this here with this particular thing that he's showing,
yeah.
um, that's the argument they're trying to use to go back to a flat Earth. In the beginning, the supposed the explorer, age of exploration, they claim
Yeah.
that you would fall off the Earth. Y'all remember that part of the narrative?
Mm-hmm. Type shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
remember that.
And in the maps of those days, do you know at the outer edges they say there be monsters,
Mm,
which dealt with a psychosis, a certain frame of mind.
right.
But I'd rather address the toroidal field is what gives people the impression of a globe concept. You feel me? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Mm.
But go
Yes,
ahead,
you're
y'all got
right.
it. No.
No, but you're
But the
absolutely
toroidal
right
field
because
you
you're
said is
enclosed
the
in
you said
something.
hold on. You said so but the toroidal field you said is the firmament?
No, no, no. I'm not trying to mix the dope on you, Brown Wolf. What I was trying to show you first by envisioning what they're referring to as the toroidal field, you can see it in
Oof.
magnetism,
Firmament. Gotta be careful with
particularly
that.
a magnet that interacts with iron filings. So when you see those filings adjust to the field that's being put out by the magnet, you see what I'm saying now, Brown Wolf?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is in a circular pattern of some type, right?
Sure, yeah. For sure.
But if that is a field
Yeah.
that is around you, sometimes people use like the word aura when they want to get into chakras and all that type of thing. So take it from there, absolutely,
I
because I
got
think
that.
that's where you were going when you talk about a toroidal field. But go ahead.
Right. It's the Earth's aura, which is also called magnetism. And of course, when you have magnetism,
I
you're
got
going to
these
have
dudes shook
electricity.
though.
So the aura of the Earth is its magnetic field. So that's the toroidal field. That's how you get the electricity in the upper atmospheres. And of course, we're going to leave out ether in this conversation, but you can't. But ether is the glue that holds everything together within a toroidal field because electromagnetism only works within the ether.
I just want to say rest in peace, Flat Earth, man. My bad. Carry on. Absolutely.
Well, but you're right about the terrain, though. So I can't, like I said, I'm not going to put on
Yeah.
those gloves and try to box with you on that because that's a loss for me. You got to have a little spunk to your argument to try to win that.
Yeah, it's different. It's like, but they might as well jump on your module. They might as well run behind you. What you saying. It make more sense. I will give you that. I'll give you that. What you doing, it makes a little more sense than what they were saying. Matter of fact, a whole lot more sense.
Yeah, I'm just going off the electromagnetic field of what they've measured in science. So I'm just putting it to the stationary Earth model that they also created in their science. So,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm only using their science and their math.
Good. That's all I do. And then I see if it pans out.
Right. You got to see if it pans out. That's all you're
Yeah.
doing. It's called experimenting.
Yep.
I think the first thing in the scientific method is still observation. You
Yep.
observe what you're seeing, and then you say, "Hey, what they created with their sight is not matching up with what I'm creating with my sight." So
Right.
that's when you start experimenting.
That's right.
So yeah, it's still my hypothesis, my opinion, but I'm still using all of their math,
Same.
and it works the same. So it could be either or.
So hypothesis, thesis, synthesis. Not to divert y'all's conversation. I'm stirring the pot, Black Brown Wolf. So this thing called out of Africa, is it still the hypothesis or the thesis?
Well, they've made the hypothesis into different theses, but it's still at core a hypothesis. It's still an educated guess, and no
And then
experiment
and
has
then what did
proven it.
Neil deGrasse Tyson do in an authoritative fashion? with the tenor and tone of his
Turned it into a
commentary.
damn thesis.
No, he suggested it's not in dispute. You don't remember that
Yeah,
part of the
exactly. Yeah,
conversation?
exactly. That's what I
Absolutely.
mean. That's what I mean. Yep.
Okay. So
He made
what
it
would be the
concrete
synthesis? Now I'm trying to stay within what he's supposedly his realm is science. You start with a hypothesis, which is a speculation, right?
for sure.
Right.
So you propose something. Then your thesis is describing what you propose. What would the synthesis prove?
The synthesis, if we're proposing it from our line of sight, is that he's actually wrong. That's still an educated guess that everybody came from Africa, because now you have to line up the proof. His experiment was, hey, look at this person from Italy. They're in America now, talking about they were born in New York. They're still from Africa, but they never say that because they ain't trace it back far enough. But there's no real lineage to trace that back far enough. We do have some documents that have been tampered with that now say your ass came off a boat from Africa, but nobody can actually trace one of their lineage to an actual boat from Africa. We can just do it on paperwork. You can't actually do it in real time through your family oral history. No, nobody can whatsoever. Not orally. You can't trace yourself back to an African off a boat. It's all done with modern day paperwork.
What do
Now,
you
again,
think? Why do you think they dismiss the Americas is out of America and into wherever? Africa, Asia, Europe. But again, the benchmark, their thesis is based on anthropology and archaeology, right?
right, absolutely.
But all current efforts at archaeology specifically, not anthropology, because anthropology and kind of like putting your thesis together, it's starting to reveal what?
Fix your mic, OG.
Yeah, your mic went down just a tad bit.
You went down a few octaves. Bang bang.
Bang bang. So yeah. So they do have opinionated facts that they put forth also to say this is why the out of Africa theory should be fact. But then as you go into a lot of those studies that they put forth, it starts crumbling. Like let's say these Neanderthal people that they found that seem to be fakes, a bunch of bones being put together. Let's go to the Scottish history, where they've planted a lot of history out there in Scotland to give it more of a in-depth history. But then you find out a lot of the historians for the Scots history just made that up to give it that history. So there's a whole background on just Scotland forgery dealing with history. There's just a plethora of information out there on just how they faked Scotland's background. So in order to do that, you got to be able to find a lot of different forgeries dealing with each country, because they had to forge a lot of these documents to make these places seem older than what they were. So we should be out there finding a lot more forgeries than actual facts dealing with a lot of these countries they say were in power and were empires. If we're saying that the out of America happened first, and you can actually find a lot of facts on a lot of forgery being done in Afro Eurasia. Now, the forgeries that are being done on the Americas is to wipe us out. But the forgeries that are being done in Afro Eurasia is to lift those guys up and put those guys on the pedestal. And I'm just saying, if we don't just start using the word American alone and stop these guys from using it, I know we can't stop nobody from using just American, but they're just called American when they get here. Again, there's no Italian after that. There's no European after that. There's no Russian American after that. They are just American. But no. The actual Aboriginal wants to be called American something else, American something else. But the if foreigner comes in here and just is American, something ain't right. They need to be differentiated, not us. So we should just be the American and they could be the
Amen, brother.
other.
Amen, brother. Amen. Yep. I know that's
That's
right.
all I'm saying. Yeah, what we got to lose? We know we can't leave here, and they
That's
know
right.
that. They know that we're enclosed in something, and that's why they doing all this fuckery because they know that that you don't know that. So they can always fuck us over, bro. They can tell a new lie right now and rewrite the history for that lie to exist.
Man, they call me the flat Earth killer, man.
Yeah. If you gonna fight the terrain, you'll win. If you're just talking about terrain, yeah,
That's
because they
that's what
are
they,
saying
that's what
flat
that's what
Earth.
they talking about. You know what I mean? They brought that up. I'm just using their talking points. You know what? Absolutely. The more you sit back, when you good at what you do, the more you sit back, the better you get. You know. So I just sat back. And it's all catching up. I'm like, damn, okay, it's their argument. You know, the ground, the terrain we walk on is flat. That's their argument. I ain't make that up. They claim that, right? But then they also claim that's based on the ocean sea levels. And I'm like, yeah, but you don't walk on the sea level. So, it's kind of like I'm using they talking points. It's not panning out, So
But I do get their gist of what they're saying. The sea level is level for a reason.
it's not because the ground flat.
But again, over 50%
You catch
of this
that? You heard that?
terrain
You
is
hear that?
enclosed in over
Let me say this.
50%
Let me say this, right? Let me say
levelness.
this, right? At that right when you said that, right, and I said it's not because the ground flat, boom. That debunks using that as a talking point. The sea
Yeah, the
level
ground
ain't
could not
flat.
just be flat.
Yeah, that so the sea level being flat does not explain why the ground's flat. It's not. They can't use that as a talking point.
Yeah, you can't. You really can once you start diving deep into flat Earth. And what are you
Yeah,
saying when you say flat Earth? But when you
that's
say
why
flat Earth to
exactly.
those guys, they're talking about depth and elevation. But if you breaking it
They just
down,
no. No. They just talking about it's not a globe, and that's why that's my point. If y'all would listen to me, they're not discovering. They're not even breaking down flat Earth. They're just arguing about the globe. They saying, well, it's not a globe, so it got to be flat. That's why I knew I was gonna kill him, and that's why I was gonna kill Sanchez. Because they don't really have no science behind it. It's just the fact that it's not a globe, so it got to be flat. You get what I'm saying? Sanchez knew
yeah.
with me. Yeah, he knew with me he was gonna have to stand on it being flat. He wasn't gonna be able to pigeonhole me into the globe matrix because it's a matrix. He won't try to focus on globe, so he never has to prove it's flat. But with dealing with me, you gonna have to prove that shit because everything I'm seeing that you're saying is going against it being flat.
Yeah, that's
Everything
why
you
I can't say that the Earth is flat. Because it's
exactly.
not.
Everything you show is going against that statement, and that's why I know I killed Smoke. It was just a popularity contest because even Smoke agreed with me after. He know it's not flat. He took a debate saying it's flat, and then after he said, "Well, I know it's not flat." So
Yeah, it was just the way he came with the argument that made the people
no,
see that, hey, I see what
that's
he's
not.
saying.
No, that's not true, bro. That's not true. That's not true. The truth is, they like him because he's running a channel for all y'all to be YouTube dwellers, and y'all love him. That's what it's true. That's true, bro. He didn't prove nothing. They just like him. That's the truth, bro. Let's be honest. They like Smoke. I like Smoke. They wasn't finna vote for me, bro. They voted for him because they like him. Sanchez gonna do Sanchez. So I'm not up here playing. I'm just saying
Yeah, but it was a good debate. It was very interesting, man.
they
Y'all
picked
did a
him because they
great
like
job.
him,
I ain't gonna lie. You kind
but
of
we
brought
all
it a
know it's not
different way,
flat,
a
bro.
different perspective.
You know,
Yeah, and I think they knew what you were talking about, but they wanted to keep it at that flat Earth title because that's what a lot of people know that
yeah,
differentiates those guys from being globe earthers. So it's
right,
just a
and
real
yeah,
quick statement.
right, and that's what I will agree with. I agree with you on that. This is like some shit they use as a placeholder to go against the globe. And my thing is, yeah, but I still want that smoke if anybody, because they act so intelligent, but with me, they don't got nothing. I ain't got no pushback. Besides smoke signal, like and even smoke admitted after. So I'm waiting on all the pushback because I don't play about intellect or scholarship. Clearly, so I just want to see. You know,
Yeah, but like I said, I think nobody else could have beat you up in that type of fight but Smoke when dealing with that type of subject, though.
and he couldn't even do it. So it's
That's,
like,
that's a
or
pretty hard
Sanchez.
fight.
Yeah, Sanchez. I thought he would, but even Sanchez realized, nah, I can't do that, brother. He said it. He said, "I'll accept the debate, but this ain't what I usually do." And I said,
That's a hard
people.
fight when you think. Well, you even got to think about it because Sanchez can't debate you about that because he talks about depth and elevation a lot. He can't fight you on that.
Yeah, but and you know what's funny about that? Exactly, he can't fight me on that because everybody been accepting it, but it takes a young, smart nigga like me to be like, "Hold on, y'all's theory is flawed based on what you're saying. How y'all let him get away with this shit? Because nobody was challenging it." That's why he didn't want to debate me because he knew I was gonna challenge this shit for real and be like, "No, I'm not a fan, brother. I'm really a scholar." Savannah, I went to really, pay for a degree and
Hey,
really,
you went to Savannah Art Institute?
yes, sir.
That's so my people go down there. Beautiful
Savannah
city.
College of Art and Design.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah.
one.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, bro, one of the best universities for that. You know,
I almost
but
went there.
yeah, good. I mean, it just taught me really work and business and shit. But I'm just saying that collegiate level of study is like what you learn in college too. So people be down in college, but the shit y'all acting like y'all up here doing, that's what you really do in college. You really do have to study and give lectures and speeches. So I've done this in a real collegiate setting. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no YouTube where you can just play YouTube videos and you debate. Like I think OG Philly played a YouTube video inside his debate. I'm like, what the fuck? You can't play YouTube videos in a debate. That's why you're debating, so you can tell us what you learned. You know what I'm saying? So
But you know it's gonna be all different debate styles. People that has never really got on the stage
yeah,
to
when you don't
debate
have
something, you know, they're
you're
gonna come
right.
with everything.
Yep, when you don't have a sanctioned league or debate or like actually educational criteria. Of course, you're gonna be pulling out YouTube and random shit. I'm just saying, don't play with me when it comes to this shit. Nigga, do not play with me. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel what you're saying though, but it was how Smoke delivered it.
You right. Country fried chicken, soul food eating, family. Everybody loves Smoke. I love Smoke too. I would have voted for him too if I ain't like the other person. And that's what happened. They like Smoke. They ain't like my. I'm a villain, bro. So I know they're gonna pick him, but I still proved flat Earth is not real, and I still, still FEK. I'm a villain though, bro. I know that. But at
And
the end of
so
the day, I proved to all you niggas the earth ain't flat. Single handedly.
now, just to get back to that Hidden Figures joint, I only seen it once, but I ain't really watch it thoroughly because I was already pre in my stationary Earth mindset way back in the day.
Yeah, I
So
never
my
seen
thing
it.
is, go ahead.
I said, yeah, I never saw it either.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to sit down and watch it because, of course, it was more so dealing with our people and how we came up with a lot of different scenarios in life that catapulted these people's careers.
Yeah.
And we got left behind. All you got left being the people that help lead other people astray, unbeknownst to you. So, like with Hidden Figures, those chapters to me were put in play because if you look at the backbone of these sororities back then, they were the top dogs. I mean, for collegiate black women, I'm not gonna lie. You had to be in a sorority to even make it to that next big phase in life most of the time, coming up in those
Right.
stages.
Right. Even when I was young. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Even when I was young, I even started out young as a junior in high school under a fraternity. So that's just how
Yeah.
serious it was.
Yeah.
So dealing with Hidden Figures, it was definitely about Hidden Figures. One second.
They used to say your ass ain't gonna get a job if you don't join the fraternity. I'm like, damn, I ain't get no job if I don't join you, brotherhood. What the fuck? Where the smoke at? You niggas real meat right now. You nigga real meek.
Yeah, they quiet and docile.
My bad, fellas. Yeah. You know I'm in my garage office.
I'm looking for the smoke though. I'm on 10 today with that flat earth shit. I'll keep going.
Yeah, but I thought the Hidden Figures was just what do you call that? A metaphor for the money they about to steal with this fake space program. To be honest with you, that's what I thought the movie was about from the jump. When you talking about Hidden Figures, how can we come up with some fake calculations to catapult the motherfucking rocket to the moon on a spinning ball?
What you feel?
Yeah, because that was at the essence of the beginning of the space program.
Yeah.
That was also the beginning of Walt Disney. That was also the beginning of Jet Laboratories. That was also the beginning of NASA. All during the same phase.
Yeah.
And look, do you have at the very top one of our classy elements, the most smartest people in the world at that time, called a black woman.
Where's the globe? Where's the globe earthers and the flat earthers at, man? Hit
Man,
that
we
link.
all at, man. Y'all nigga real meek. Quiet as a mouse. Y'all we got Absolute League in this church off right now. I'm letting them do it too.
You know me.
Bang, bang.
Bang, bang. Exclamation point.
They scared, about.
I don't think they scared, brother.
Okay.
I don't think that they scared.
I hope not. I mean, I wish they wouldn't.